Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is XxsnipzkillaxX here and welcome back to another World of Tanks replay. And today guys, we have the pleasure of watching Unkowntx play in the Tier 10 American heavy tank, the T110E5, the absolutely overpowered Tier 10 beast of a heavy tank, at least frontally. And you might be quite shocked to find that the side armor of this tank it's just horrible. I believe it's under 100 millimeters thick for the side armor, and this is a Tier 10 heavy. When you think of Tier 10 heavies, you usually think of things like the E100 and the Moss having just ridiculous side armor and being able to bounce shots, side scraping like a complete boss. But with the T110E5, you know, it's more of your face towards the enemy kind of IS-7 heavy tank. In a sense, you will know that the front plate of this thing is actually very thick, and if you shoot towards the sides you'll have a way better chance of penetrating. And look at me spilling all the secrets of the T110E5 right out the door before we've even seen a tank yet. So Unkowntx is going to push right up into here, right in the city, and he's going to encounter a little bit of resistance here. He's got an IS-7 and a T-34. Not too much resistance. The IS-7 though is very well angled on this corner. He's got his nice pike nose hidden. He's got pretty much his ridiculous side armor poking out. And this WZ-111, probably going to be one of Unkowntx's best friends during this game, unfortunately tries to shoot at the side of him and fails to penetrate. Now Unkowntx is going to show us a little bit of a mistake here. Not saying that pushing up was a bad idea, but showing the side of your tank to the enemies, especially an enemy who has just more than enough penetration to go through you, is just, you know, it's iffy. But what the other thing is, which I kind of feel is kind of a mistake, is he wasted his repair kit on his radio. Now, there might have been some reasoning for this. I'm not quite sure what it was, but, you know, in my opinion, I'd want to save such a valuable resource like that for something like an ammo rack or destroyed track, or even maybe something like a damaged or destroyed gun when I really need it. Like, that can be game changing. But no, enough about that. What's going on right now? Well, Unkowntx, unfortunately unable to get the kill on that IS-7, getting kill stealed by that WZ-111-4, has now just noticed that the entire freaking northern flank is just completely gone. His team is losing by 3 tanks, soon to be losing by 4 tanks yet again. And he's trying to find some shots on some tanks. He's really got to put this tank to good use, and he's definitely more than going to be doing that during the duration of this replay. Now, what options does he have to shoot at? Well, he's got that bat chat right up there, actually, just kind of sitting out in the open. Not a good idea for a bat chat, as he's going to lose pretty much all his HP in a very short duration of time. And that's definitely going to help his team getting rid of that bat chat. Bat chats are just completely, ridiculously dangerous tanks. Now Unkowntx's trying to find a shot on the T-54 here. It gets a nice looping shot there, doing a nice 407 damage to him, and luckily able to penetrate there. The T-54's turret is pretty strong. And now he's getting flanked by an AMX 1390. Now the 1390 kind of made a mistake there of trying to fight an E5. And even though the E5 isn't very mobile, he's still able to get around and just completely obliterate the AMX 1390. And that T-54 has seen it, and it looks like he's coming for some vengeance. But he kind of makes a mistake here. He kind of had a sudden rush of crap to the brain as he drives right past the E5 and gives him his butt. What are you doing, T-54? That is not how you play that thing. Unkowntx's probably going to be able to finish him here. Oh, he gets an unlucky bounce though. The T-54 nicely angled that booty a little bit more to be pretty much effective at a greater than 70-degree angle, making Unkowntx here unable to penetrate him. But he's able to get the side shot and now fight the Action 10 Centurion, who gets taken out by his WZ-111 buddy, and now down to 3 tanks, and finally down to 2 tanks. Unkowntx still having most of his HP here, and the WZ-111-14 only having 261. So Unkowntx's really going to have to pull it together here. He's still got a lot of his hit points. He's in one of the most OP Tier 10 heavy tanks in the game, besides the Moss and E100, and he still has a lot of hit points left. Now that enemy bat chat kind of made a weird play there. He rammed into the Anvil player, saving him from a shot but also doing damage to him and pretty much forcing the Envo player, who kind of got tired of sitting back there, to push out and take a hit from Unkowntx. But he's going to more than repay that back by putting in a shot to Unkowntx, and unfortunately losing his tank to the E5's great rate of fire. Now this Pat Korea is like the T-54. He pulls out in front of the E5, bounces off him, and then gets taken out instantly. I'm not sure what he was thinking he was going to do there, and E5 is more than capable of just completely ripping that guy apart. Takes a nice chunk out of the SU-101 as well, and now we finally see the E3. Now I forgot to mention the E3 actually wasn't spotted for most of the duration of this battle, and now we know why, because he is still on full HP. Unkowntx making a good play here. He just killed the J-Panther 2, which actually effectively blocked that road off, so now the E3 cannot get through there without a little bit of difficulty. Now what is Unkowntx going to do here? It's a 1v3 situation so far. The SU-101 doesn't have a lot of HP, and the E3 is slowly making his way through there. So he feels, you know what, it's probably a good idea to push out. The 101 tries to get his butt, unfortunately gets snapshot by the E5 on the auto aim, which actually wasn't a bad idea. It actually worked out in his favor. Now he's got to go for this bat chat. What is this bat chat going to do? Well, he jumps up on the ridge there. Unkowntx tries to go for an auto aim. Probably would have been easier to do a manual aim, which he does here, nicely tracking him, making the bat chat fall off the cliff, who repairs his track instantly. And then it's going to do a little bit of juking here on Unkowntx, which is actually a very bad thing, because this is where the small repair kit would have definitely helped out. He gets tracked here, unable to put the shell in. You know, having that repair kit would have easily allowed him to get down there and kill the bat chat very easily, but he's still able to get down there. Is the E3 gonna bounce though? This is gonna be a very, very close thing. Is he gonna bounce? He tracks him, and he loses a lot of his HP there, down to 74 HP. The E3 is still on 2,000, but not for long. The one thing with the E3 is that it may be a very strong frontally armored tank, but the side armor and the rear armor, like the T110E5, is completely garbage. And so Unkowntx is just easily able to farm this E3, and this should just be a guaranteed win here. Down to 837 HP. The E3 is trying to back up, trying to win. Unfortunately, doesn't look like he's going to be able to. Unkowntx has run out of AP, down to the heat. He's only got 1 or 2 shots left. He's got 3 HP. Come on, Unkowntx. You've totally got this guy. He's reloaded, and he doesn't kill him. What do you think Unkowntx is doing? Well, he's being a little bit of a joker here. He's lying about being out of ammo, making his team completely think that he's gonna lose, but he is just playing with these guys, and he's nicely able to take out the T110E3 and win the game in a nice 1v4 situation, 8 kills and quite a lot of damage. This is a very good replay. Thank you very much, Unkowntx, for sending it in. Sorry it took so long to put it into a video, but I have been a little busy with some things, and I would like to apologize to you guys for, you know, taking so long to put out videos. But like I said, I have been a little busy. But let's check out the post-battle results screen and see how Unkowntx did in this 1v4 situation. Very, very close, intense game. So ladies and gentlemen, checking out the post-battle results screen here for Unkowntx. Even named it 2 snipes. That is amazing. He's got a plethora of medals here, as you can quite see. A mastery badge, ace tanker badge, which is, you know, it's expected. Doing as well as he did in this game, I totally would have expected to get a mastery badge. He also got Radley Walters for doing the 8 to 9 kills, a steel wall, which in the E5 is very easy to get. A nice high caliber, a top gun, which is also very nice. A few minor medals here, Hand of God, Bruiser, Duelist, Fire for Effect, as well as 102,718 credit profit made, and 4,504 experience, which I believe is probably undoubled. I'm not quite sure. The website doesn't actually quite tell you. Now, checking out the team score, you can definitely see why this was a good replay. 7,873 damage, using up quite a lot of his shells with the 8 kills, and also getting 1,501 basic experience. Firing 32 shells, getting quite a quite a good direct hit and penetration ratio there, and also in the end of it, coming out with 34,854 credits, which in a tier 10, you gotta expect to lose money. Anytime I play my tier 10s, I totally expect to lose money, and you know, that's kind of okay. You got your tier 8s and your tier 9s to play as well, and maybe even lower tiers to get those credits back. But I would like to thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you Unkowntx again for sending in this replay. It's been amazing. I quite enjoyed it, and I told you I would make it in a video, and yeah, like I said, sorry it took so long. I have been a little busy, but again, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for some more videos later on, and I will see you guys in the next one. So take care and have a great day.